agree with these measures? If so, leave the number 1. Otherwise, if you disagree, leave the number 0 and share your opinion in the comment section below. The wild creatures that are on, you can find food in many different types. The environment when the food source in the forest where they live gradually dries up. Agricultural farms become ideal destinations providing diverse food sources, including crops and agricultural products, while pigs are capable of consuming most crops such as corn, wheat, potatoes, and all other crops. However, they are more suited to eating corn and wheat because this is their best food source to hide and consume directly from corn and wheat. Fields are a huge challenge for farmers. In fact, the damage caused by wild pigs can be huge for farmers. The agricultural industry and local farmers are estimated to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, a significant amount for each particular region, the fields where their lands were severely damaged, leading to huge losses in yields and wildlife income. Wild boars have the ability to travel long distances and move at astonishing speeds of up to 31 mph, posing a significant challenge for farmers and ranchers in areas near forests or their natural habitats. The wild boar's ability to travel long distances is an important factor that helps them easily penetrate farm areas, where they search for food and new homes. This can have serious consequences for agriculture and the lives of local communities. Problems for farmers and businesses agree, especially when wild pig invasions take place in herds. Wild boar herds can cause rapid and severe damage to farms and can breach fence systems and cause damage to farm infrastructure. Protecting farms against wild boar intrusion is an important part of protecting agriculture and the lives of local communities. Canada is facing significant challenges as many farms do not have effective protection measures to prevent animal intrusion and even lack sturdy fences. Some farms are not equipped with strong enough protection measures, such as high and sturdy fences to prevent wild pigs from entering. These vulnerabilities facilitate the entry of feral pigs and have significant consequences for farmers and agriculture. The rapid reproduction rate of wild boars is one of the main reasons why they invaded Canadian farms. Female wild boars are capable of giving birth to 2 litters per year. Each litter can give birth to 20 to 40 cubs, causing great challenges in managing and predicting their food sources. The number of wild pigs is increasing rapidly, and their need for food is also increasing. When wild boar numbers exceed acceptable levels, they are forced to seek new food sources, and farms are often easy to find in stable places for them to move in herds. This can cause great damage in just a short time. This encroachment not only affects agriculture, but also threatens biodiversity and ecological balance in the areas where they operate. To deal with feral pig infestations and protect farms, a number of effective and careful measures have been put in place. Building a solid fence is a basic but extremely effective measure. The fence should be constructed from sturdy material, at least 3.5 feet high and buried at least 1 foot deep into the ground. Most importantly, the fence should be inspected regularly to ensure there are no holes or damaged traps. This is an effective way to catch wild pigs, especially single pigs. Additionally, there are different types of traps such as tunnel traps, spike traps, and rope traps. The location of the trap also needs to be chosen carefully, near food and water sources to increase attractiveness. Hunting is an effective way to reduce the number of wild boar in the area. However, it must be done safely and responsibly to avoid endangering humans and other animals. Do you like Can I Go Hunting Wild Boar? If so, please leave number 1 right away. The consumption of wild boar meat is emerging as a measure that can contribute to minimizing damage caused by invasive wildlife. Wild boar meat not only brings high nutritional value, but is also loved by many people. Popularizing wild pork could help reduce the need for hunting and trapping to control feral pig populations, while also creating new income opportunities for communities. However, It should be noted that wild pork exploitation needs to be managed sustainably to avoid overfishing and impacts on wild pigs. It is necessary to establish environmental protection principles and standards to ensure that the consumption of wild pork does not harm the natural environment. The handling, processing, and preservation of wild pork needs to be done properly to avoid the risk of food poisoning and depletion of natural resources. Consumption of wild pork also needs to be strictly controlled. Have you ever eaten wild boar meat? Please share your feelings about wild boar meat with us. Wild pigs are omnivores because of their ability to consume a variety of food sources, which creates risks for the agricultural industry because they cause significant damage to vegetables. Fields include newly planted and growing fields damage that wild pigs can cause in vegetable fields, including digging destruction fields damage leafy and tuber crops, reducing yield. Wild pigs can carry pathogens into fields that can spread and reduce the quality of newly planted vegetables. Wild fields can destroy young plants and eat seeds, creating unique challenges in plant growth and germination. The impact of damage caused by feral pigs is not limited to the local level, but also significantly affects the agricultural sector worldwide. According to estimates, this damage costs the U.S. agricultural industry about 1.5 billion USD each year, 1 billion euro in Europe, and 1 billion euro in Asia, including the loss of many vegetables such as carrots and potatoes, cabbage, cucumbers, and even rice cultivation. Damage to agricultural land comes not only from digging, which reduces fertility, but also from pollution, which increases the risk of environmental pollution. The problem of destruction caused by feral pigs is becoming a significant challenge in determining the exact number of cities affected each year. It is estimated that hundreds of cities in Europe, Asia, and North America are facing this problem, creating major challenges for communities and environmental management. Urban areas attacked by wild pigs have many problems, from eating leaves and twigs to flowers and stems, damaging the beauty and value of the garden. The problems don't stop there. Their burrowing behavior can damage landscaping and drainage systems and leave behind fertilizer and waste, creating environmental pollution problems. Wild pigs are not only a threat to the environment, but also pose a traffic safety risk. With the ability to suddenly appear on the road, they become the cause of many traffic accidents, According to research by the U.S. Federal Highway Administration, there are an estimated 500 accidents each year involving wild pigs. Although exact figures cannot be determined, it could be as many as thousands of cases each year. One of the most important problems is the destruction of trees. Wild pigs not only eat leaves, but also attack tree trunks and tubers, reducing soil cover and causing soil erosion and affecting water sources. Related problems create a chain of major negative impacts. In addition, wild species also cause environmental pollution problems when they leave dung and waste in the forest, which affects the cleanliness of the habitat and pose a risk of contamination to other species. Not only is this a physical threat, but bison species also have the ability to transmit diseases. The fact that wild pigs transmit diseases to other animals creates additional risks to forest ecosystems. Until now, it has been difficult to accurately quantify the amount of forest destroyed by feral pigs. But estimates suggest that millions of hectares of forest could be destroyed every year. The consequences of the devastation caused by feral pigs are not only reduced biodiversity, but also linked to global problems such as global warming and the risk of natural disasters. Hunting wild pigs is a common method of controlling their populations around the world. There are many different approaches, including daytime hunting, nighttime hunting, and the use of drones. Hunting wild pigs in the fields at night has proven to be an effective solution. This animal is adapted to nocturnal activities, creating favorable conditions for hunting. This tactic often uses headlights and rifles to enhance hunting ability. In particular, this method has contributed significantly to the reduction of wild pig populations worldwide. According to estimates, this decline could be up to about 20% over the past 20 years in the United States. Hunters converge when night falls. Then they move to the hunting area. Headlights are used to detect and track herds of wild pigs. Once located, hunters use hunting tools to capture wild pig carcasses, then collect and bring them home. Although hunting at night is effective, it also carries many risks. Hunters need training and experience to ensure safety during this process. In addition, it is necessary to continue to seek and apply other solutions to prevent the development of invasive species, while ensuring environmental and ecological considerations. an animal considered a distinctive symbol of Australia. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's the kangaroo. Known for their powerful hind legs, long tails, and incredibly agile hopping ability. Kangaroos primarily inhabit vast grassland environments and are commonly found throughout various regions of Australia. Kangaroos have a distinctive reproductive process, accompanied by unique characteristics of marsupials. The gestation period of a kangaroo lasts from 29 to 36 days, contributing to the issue of kangaroo overpopulation. With the significant increase in the kangaroo population, the scarcity of food pushes them to forage even in urban areas and cities. This phenomenon leads to their frequent appearance on roads, freely hopping across streets, and even posing risks by attacking pedestrians, resulting in numerous unwanted and perilous situations. The kangaroo population is reaching record highs in suburban areas, and to address this issue, officials propose the use of hunting as a method. This is not only a reasonable control measure, but also creates a source of meat as a resource that can be commercially traded for profit, supported and allowed by law. In Australia, kangaroo meat is highly favored and widely available in supermarkets. Kangaroo meat is considered a nutritious food source, rich in protein and low in fat, making it economically valuable in the food industry. Have you ever had the opportunity to enjoy some delicious dishes made from kangaroo meat? The problem of invasive foxes in Australia is also the most worrying problem right now. Do you want to know how Australians deal with these foxes? The fox population has exploded in Australia, with an estimated 10 million foxes currently living in the country, especially concentrated in agricultural and urban areas. Human influence has played an important role in the rise of this fox species, causing many challenges to ecological balance and biodiversity. As omnivores, foxes hunt mainly at night, using their agility to easily reach their prey. This not only threatens native species such as rabbits, birds, and rodents, but also causes heavy losses to the agricultural industry in Australia, estimated to be up to 100 million USD per year. Imagine you are fox hunting at night. In the darkness, you hear the sound of locusts coming from the deep woods, signifying the presence of foxes. You and your teammates carefully advance into the darkness. Each step is gentle so as not to stimulate any prey. As you wait for the right moment, a mysterious black figure appears from the darkness, with eyes sparkling in the night. You grip the gun tightly and wait to attack. It's a fox hunt full of thrill and anticipation, leaving you excited and eager for every shot. Fox hunting is not only limited to night hours, but can also be done during the day. All other active habits occur mainly in the evening. There are many areas where foxes are active mainly during the day, creating opportunities for challenging hunts. Fall and winter are considered ideal for fox hunting. During the period of giving birth and taking care of their young, foxes become more active and easier to encounter. Every year, millions of foxes become the subject of hunting, with estimates of up to 2 million. This is not only an environmental problem, but also a major threat to agriculture and domesticated animals in Australia. So you know how farmers handle these animals. There are still other invasive animals, such as elephants, monkeys, leopards, jackals, and geese that are also a concern for farmers. Please subscribe to the channel to continue following the hunter's actions. See you again! In the United States, we face the wild boar nuisance, while in Australia, the wild rabbit nuisance has become prevalent. So, where did these wild rabbits come from? Thomas Austin, an Englishman who chose Australia as his settlement, brought along 24 rabbits to release into the wild, hoping to create a hunting hobby for himself. But he didn't know that this seemingly unintentional action would lead to serious consequences that later generations had to deal with. A horrifying event unfolded as the rabbit population began to skyrocket exponentially. Within just 70 years, starting from the initial 24 rabbits, an astonishing number of 10 billion appeared a remarkable reproductive record among mammals on our planet. The sudden explosion of the wild rabbit population and its negative impact on the natural environment and agriculture in Australia has always been a major challenge for the government and many farmers. They are trying to find appropriate solutions and control measures to deal with this situation. Currently, the government allows anyone to hunt wild rabbits without any limit on the number. This means that people are free to hunt wild rabbits to control their population, an action entirely in accordance with legal regulations. Additionally, the government encourages individuals to organize wild rabbit hunting events, especially in areas showing signs of a sudden increase in this species. These measures are implemented to minimize the negative impact of wild rabbits on the environment and agriculture in Australia. Hundreds of thousands of hornet nests in Europe destroyed hundreds of honeybee nests in just one night. They attack humans and fruit farms, causing productivity and fruit quality to decline. Right now, let's go with catfarmer to some areas in Europe to see what European farmers have done to prevent and destroy these bees. Leave number 1 and start a video now. According to research by Wageningen University in the Netherlands, Asian giant hornets have been identified as a potential hazard. They can cause damage of up to 10% of fruit production. In Europe, in the worst case, the damage rate can increase up to 30%. The wasp threat is not limited to affecting fruit healing, but is also a serious risk. Due to the honey industry and related products, wasp nests are capable of destroying hundreds of honeybee nests in one night. According to research by the European Agency for Agriculture and Food Administration, giant hornets can cause up to 70% loss of honey. Production in Europe not only threatens plants and honeybees, but Asian giant hornet venom also poses significant risks to human health, especially for children and the elderly. According to Public Health England, between 2004 and 2023, 13 people in England were stung by giant hornets, including 2 that were not economically viable according to estimates by the Department of Agriculture. European Industry and Food. Total damage caused by giant hornets could reach 600 million per year in Europe. The product industry may lose about 250 million per 1 year, while the agricultural industry may lose about 350 million per 1 year. Up to now, there are many different methods of catching wasps, and among them, pheromone traps have emerged as an effective solution. And catching wasps through the stimulation of hormone-like chemicals. Although this method not only keeps costs stable, but is also very easy to implement with a relatively low cost and simple process. Traps have become an effective tool in wasp control, especially in areas where they are frequent and harmful to agriculture. Applying these measures in areas where wasps live can bring great benefits, not only for protecting crops, but also ensuring the safety of people living nearby. European farmers approach the removal of wasp nests with special care to ensure safety by using professional protective gear. Protective equipment includes helmets with visors, long waterproof gloves, waterproof pants and boots. In addition, they have gas masks, goggles and body armor that can be used to protect the entire body. Asian giant hornets frequently nest in forested areas, such as forest parks and home gardens. Beehives are often built in high and discreet locations, such as on trees in caves or artificial structures, before catching wasps. Experts need to conduct thorough preparations, including contacting authorities to ensure a valid wasp relocation permit is being researched. To catch wasps, you need to prepare adequate protective gear, equipment, and choose the right time to minimize risks. Experts estimate that about 30,000 wasp nests are harvested in Europe each year, although this number can fluctuate depending on the wasp invasion. The situation, once the wasps have been harvested, can be handled by killing them to be turned into food or used for medical research purposes. In addition to catching them after implementing control measures, special measures are being taken in Europe to control Asian giant hornets. This includes planting aggressive plants to attract them, using sound emitters or scents to repel them, as well as developing wasps that are resistant to their toxins. These measures are being researched and tested to ensure effectiveness and safety. In some highlands, cleaning the nest sometimes becomes a bit difficult. However, after receiving information from the community, experts will proceed to handle this problem. The main method for removing wasp nests is to use chemical sprays on the nest. This chemical has the ability to kill bees right at the nest before they have a chance to fly out of the nest. To do this, people often use long chemical pipes to bring chemicals to where they need to be treated. Many experts also apply drone technology to guide fire spraying and process honeycomb treatment after fire is sprayed into the honeycomb. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the honeycomb can be treated. Harvesting is not difficult. However, implementing these measures requires professionalism and careful control, which is not a task that any citizen should attempt, due to the high safety risk for yourself and those around you. Some residents of Europe have adopted the method of burning beehives with fire, a method that not only harms our friends, but is also potentially dangerous, in particular, mountainous areas and old forests, where trees are very dense, can cause the risk of forest fires, affecting the ecosystem and the relationship between humans and the environment. Hello, my friend. What will happen when your farm and city are invaded and attacked by millions of animals? Let's continue to follow how German farmers handle this problem. In Germany, we know that wild boar is an invasive species with the highest percentage in Germany. Wild boars have distinctive features that include large ears, short tails, and downy hair on their backs, creating a spike-like appearance. They invade residential areas, damage urban landscapes, and cause traffic accidents. At the same time, wild boars also pollute the environment and threaten the local biosphere. Furthermore, wild boars can carry at least 30 pathogens and 37 parasites, threatening human health. A famous example in Germany was the discovery of salmonella in pork samples, causing a widespread epidemic. Investigations reveal that the pigs were raised in inappropriate and dirty conditions, allowing the bacteria to spread in other food farms, posing a risk to public health. So, what do people do to overcome the situation? Certainly German people always prioritize the use of a gun. Most Germans have guns in a hunt. You need a hunting license, and that license will allow you to hunt animals. The figure is recorded on paper. Legal here, and states will ban hunting. Do you see this as a way to handle it? I think this is a good method. Leave one below in the comments. in the United States are also becoming a challenge. The appearance of bears cause notable problems, especially when they casually attack pedestrians and cause heavy damage in urban areas. Agricultural sector, especially cornfields. This situation and safety and negatively affects agriculture, requiring government intervention to balance species protection and community. Faced from the bears, American community wanted to adopt the method of capturing and completely exterminating them. This decision is not only to protect the lives of the bear, but also to maintain the natural by zoos where they can be managed safely and effectively. Do you see it as a humane way of handling it? Let us know your opinion in the comment section. As you all know, wild boars are wild animals, increasingly invading farms, posing dangers to both livestock and humans. This is because, in addition to natural resources, they face threats, and their food is becoming scarce. They approach livestock farming areas to compete for food and animals. Wild boar is a very aggressive animal. Even hunting dogs can be attacked by them. Many situations can be both amusing and alarming when humans unintentionally provoke wild boars, leading to unpredictable attacks. In some instances, daring wild boars even charge into people's homes, causing panic among residents. The North American wild boar, also known as feral hog or wild pig, is a common species of wildlife in North America. They have a large physique, sharp snouts, and are a natural predatory species. The number of offspring in each litter can vary from 3 to 8. This may depend on factors such as environmental conditions and food resources. Some wild boars roam freely on the streets, scavenging for food scraps. To control the wild boar population, people are encouraged to hunt and reduce their numbers. Do you know how they handle wild boars after shooting them? Licensed hunters can use hunting dogs to aid in the elimination of wild boars. Americans often participate in wild boar hunting activities in many locations across the country. Where there is a diversity of natural landscapes and forest environments, one of the most popular states for this practice is Texas, with strict management and a large feral hog population. Florida is also a popular destination, with rich forests and diverse hunting areas. States such as Georgia, South Carolina, and California also offer many opportunities for feral hog hunting enthusiasts. The southern and central regions of the United States are also quite popular destinations among the hunting community. You are not allowed to mirror any action in this video. Encouraging the consumption of wild boar meat in the United States has become increasingly popular in recent years, especially as the population of wild boars has risen, leading to environmental and agricultural issues. People are becoming more aware of the nutritional value and flavor of wild boar meat compared to commercially raised pork. This trend may have started around the late 20th century and has become more widespread in the past decade. Consumers are placing a growing emphasis on eating clean and natural, and wild boar meat meets these requirements as the animals live in a natural environment, have a diverse diet, and a freer lifestyle. Furthermore, efforts to reduce the wild boar population, especially in areas experiencing excessive growth, have led to a trend of promoting the use of wild boar meat as a means of controlling their numbers without wasting resources.